Nobody's coming to save you. So you build and grind and you rise. From struggle to breakthrough. From pressure to legacy. These are raw, unfiltered stories of entrepreneurs, leaders, and dreamers who refuse to quit. Welcome to No Rescue, sponsored by Proto. No Rescue family, we are back with another podcast. I am super excited about this one because a lot of you already know this gentleman. He is the founder and CEO of PC Laptops and Zydex, as well as the co-founder of the Ugly Unicorn Fund. And I'm super excited for this one. Dan, thanks for being on, brother.
Dude, thanks for having me.
It's been a blast. I feel like, and you know, a lot of people don't know this. I told you this, but I'm going to tell you again on camera. Years ago, I bought my first computer from PC Laptops. This is like 2015, 14. And I've been with you every year. I've upgraded about every 2 years. And into my fourth-ish upgrade, something had happened with my computer, my brand new computer. I had to take it in. And then the sales rep was like, hey, so Dan actually just came in. He's the owner. And we told him a little bit about this scenario, and he decided to give you a free upgrade. And so that's my experience with you. And this is, you didn't know me at the time. And I think this is the first time I ever told you that, but all to say, you run an incredible shop, bro. Like you
Thanks,
do good.
Well, here's the funny thing is like, we give this lifetime parts and labor warranty on many of our computers, right? And so if a part goes bad, like 5 years later, if we don't have that, we usually will just give you an upgrade.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of policy though. People like that, you know? It's like, make you whole. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, and spending time with you today at your warehouse and kind of walking through everything, I think one of the things that I really walked away from that I didn't know about you beforehand is how well you've actually, garnered culture by way of taking care of people. Not just I gave you an example of me as a customer, but also your people you work for. I mean, you had a guy in there that worked for you for 20 years.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
We're there.
Like multiple, right? And then you have another guy, 18. Like you've had guys that you've just taken care of this entire journey, and you can see it in the loyalty and the way they talk about you. So congrats on what you've built, brother.
Thank you.
Well, I'm excited about this part of the podcast because this is where we really dive into the entrepreneurial mind, right? We've had the time to not only walk through your business, but to talk through it, right? While we're walking through it. But this is where we really get to sit down and understand really you and your upbringing. And so like all these podcasts, I want to start from the very beginning. So tell me about the young Dan Young. Tell me about how you grew up.
So a child to parents who escaped communist invasion in China. They came to the U.S. And my dad ended up getting a job for the U.S. Army and also General Motors, right?
Oh, wow.
My mom worked for the bank, which is Wells Fargo now, right? And as a bank teller. And we were not super well off because, he was like janitor and starving artist, and bank tellers don't get paid a lot.
Yeah.
So I remember struggling a lot when we were little, and my mom, they would put all the bills on the table and pray with my dad. And you should have tears in her eyes because they didn't know how they were going to pay bills. So I remember us counting change in the laundry room. And so we were going to put it together and then go to Ralph's grocery store and buy some food, and it was weird because they never wanted to take like government assistance or anything. They were like, we got to make our own. So, okay, so that actually instilled some pain in my heart, seeing my mother cry, in that I said, one day I'm gonna do everything I can and take care of her and dad. That was my goal in life.
Yeah. And have you been able to do that at this point in time? Like, are your parents still around?
Yeah. They lived to their 90s. They passed away in 22, both of them. But, building businesses, and then I asked them to fly out, come visit. I said, hey, you want to go to Park City, get some fancy food, get some sushi or something? And when they came up, my dad, his favorite car he always dreamed about was this BMW. He kept talking about, one day I'm going to buy a BMW. And he goes, and I want to live in the mountains. And so I said, hey, this house you can stay in, we got it for you. And there's a rental car, a BMW in there. And he's like, this is great. And then I handed him the title and the house, like I was paid for. We got to just pay property tax. But you guys, that's your place. And he's like, what? And I said, and my sister's going to help you sell your little condo in California. And so then they lived here for 25 years. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was good.
That's awesome.
Good.
So tell me a little bit about, because you mentioned that your family were escaping communism. Tell me a little bit about like your cultural background. Like, was there a lot, it seemed to me based on what the little context you gave, there was a lot of influence on how your parents operated here in America, right? No handouts. They didn't want to do government assistance. Like, talk to me a little bit about your culture and how that shaped a lot of your younger years and now.
Well, in China, before the communist occupation, people could start businesses. My uncle started one of the first Coca-Cola distributor franchises in China. But what they did is the government rounded up a lot of entrepreneurs and they put him in a prison camp. Because if you weren't indoctrinated to believe their beliefs, or non-beliefs or whatever it was, you were bad, you were against how they wanted things to be. So coming to America, I remember my parents telling me, like, if you work hard here and, use your brain a little bit, you can do really well.
Yeah.
And there's more opportunity here than we had over there even.
Yeah.
Because there was a huge still separation of class even when they were free. And you had people with a lot of money and you had people with no money. And you kind of see that here.
Yeah.
And it's all about effort, and they never gave me like, a big $1 million check or inheritance or anything. But they're like, in America, you're literally in the most fertile, but not perfect place, but most fertile place in the world. So
yeah.
So that's the culture of America, and it's turned out pretty good.
Yeah. Did you have any siblings? Like it was just you or
Brothers, sisters? Yeah.
Okay. And where do you fall on that?
I'm the youngest. Yeah.
Okay. And you have an older brother, older sister?
Yes. My sister though, she's the quiet, studious type.
Okay.
And but very entrepreneurial, and she's very quiet. She's not even on social media, and she's done 100 times more than I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just drives an old Honda and all that, but wow. Like, you're crazy.
Okay. So it's interesting that it sounds like obviously you're an incredible serial entrepreneur now. You have some siblings that are too, but yeah, your parents operated the way that they did, right? Where were you first introduced to entrepreneurship? Like, where did that mindset, was it a product of you seeing your parents operate and wanting to do different, or was there an example early on of an entrepreneur that you followed?
It was my friend Dennis when I was like 13, 14. His mother worked at the swap meet selling like knockoff Ray-Bans and Gucci purses. But this chick would get paid cash and make $5,000 a weekend and a nice Mercedes and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, how's this Korean lady doesn't even speak English like makes money? And she's like, oh, I just sell. And I'm like, you sell? She's like, I make people laugh and I sell.
Yeah.
She's very aggressive, Korean lady. And so she's like, why don't you boys sell? I'm like, what should we sell? She goes, take some sunglasses. So we took a bunch of sunglasses, and we like to party and hang out with girls and have fun. And so in high school, we got some card tables, bought some roller skates in the mall, and got the cutest girls we could find and say, would you work for us? They're like, doing what? They're like, just roller skate and go up to couples and sell sunglasses. So these chicks would roll up with a mirror to a couple.
Interesting.
And they would always talk to the girl first.
Yeah.
Because they're really cute girls, so they don't want to be threatening. Hey, check out these sunglasses. They're so popular. I noticed you don't have any. Did you want a set? They're like $10. And if both of you guys want it, you can get 2 pairs for 15. And then they would look at we wrote a script, and they would ask the husband, you should get those for your girl. They'd look really good at her and you. And then they would look back at the girl, and the girl would just elbow the guy, and the guy would hand her $15. And so we'd sell hundreds of pairs a day.
Yeah.
So then the girls would give us the cash, and we'd take a percentage of that, hand it to them. And then we'd buy like pizza and wine coolers.
Yeah.
And then we would just chill out on the beach and then go surfing, man. And
I love it.
that's how we made a couple grand a day.
And this was in California, correct?
Venice Beach.
Okay. Awesome. And so that was your first introduction to entrepreneurship then, essentially.
I was like the Korean lady.
So in terms of like, when did this mindset of like jumping into it like solidify for you? Because did you ever have, like, with your parents and being immigrants, I come from an immigrant family, typically the safe American dream is education, right? That's the vehicle, at least for me, my grandparents, that's what they kept telling me. Was the same for you, or were your parents pretty like, hey, go and just make a good life here in America?
For my brother and sisters, it was high pressure, and all of us, to get straight A's.
Okay.
But I would get straight D's and F's. And so they were just like, and they'd call, and I'd be in detention, like stoned or something stupid in junior high or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, we have no hope for Dan. And my mom and dad were like, well, maybe we have some hope. And then my sister, meanwhile, is getting 2 master's degrees. My brother, a psychology degree. And they were full ride scholarships. And I was here just like not showing up to high school, right?
Yeah.
And I had a talk with my other uncle. He was an accountant, and he started a bank in California. And he made about $700 million in 1978. That's a lot.
Jeez.
And so he was bringing all the money from Hong Kong when it was ceding to China, and immigrants were moving here, and the immigrants trusted him, but not most bankers.
Yeah.
And he would help get them jobs, get their kids to the right schools, help them get their green cards, and he would charge a little fee to help them. And they kept telling all their relatives about him, and they just filled cities in like California with all these Chinese people with tons of money that wanted an American dream. But they're like, these guys already figured it out. And so Uncle Henry, he took me in a ride in his Mercedes S500, right? And he had some gull wing one that was like $2 million or something too. And he's like, the college degree didn't really do it for me. He's like, it was just helping people. And I was like, really, Uncle Henry? He's like, yeah, helping people. And he goes, and real estate. It was funny. Because he ended up buying like 15 blocks in Westwood or something back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And that's worth good money now.
It's a great buy.
But it was cheap then because a lot of it was just empty lots.
Yeah.
So that really inspired me to say, okay, I can do this without straight A's. That crazy uncle. And I asked my dad about him. He goes, oh, I don't know. He's just very materialistic, you know. But literally, I found out that he was writing these $1 million checks to like scholarships and feeding homeless and all this stuff. And he doesn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
But he's just like, dude, he goes, you got to have resources to help. You can complain all you want, but if you got the checkbook, you can probably help people in a larger way. So money's not evil. And my dad always felt like too much money was kind of evil. Super Baptist Christian.
Yeah.
Because they were all baptized by the missionaries. And he was like, oh, money could be the root of all evil. And then the uncle's like, I don't think so. So they were conflicting. But I always really admired this uncle because he had a Mercedes S500.
I love it.
This podcast is sponsored by Proto. With Proto, taste comes first, but trust follows. It's clean, it's grass-fed, and it's made with standards you can feel. This is protein for people who expect more. Bougie, not basic.
Yeah.
And so you have this uncle that's, kind of inspired you in terms of seeing a different life of entrepreneurship. When did you actually put that in action? What is your earliest entrepreneurial event?
Well, the swap meet with the Korean lady,
Okay.
And then I was a really bad teenager, really bad, too much partying. And my sister was working at the University of Utah. My parents were like, just go live with her. You're going to get yourself killed out here. So she let me live there I moved down when I was 15 and a half. And I lived with her for like a month. And her husband and I didn't get along. So she's like, yeah, you got to go. Or he was like, you got to go. So I got a job in the mall at Radio Shack. And then also selling Ginsu knives and fake sunglasses and all that stuff at the swap meet, Redwood Road. Selling used cars a couple days a week.
Okay.
So I was just trying all these things, and even telemarketing. I was selling carpet cleaning, telemarketing. I was doing anything, like literally working every day.
Hustling. Yeah.
Yeah, every day, even Sundays, Saturdays, whatever, just friggin' working. But I remember my girlfriend at the time, she's like, gosh, we work all these jobs. How are you doing? And I'm here like 16 years old, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I made $25,000 this month. And just selling weird stuff, and she's like, don't you want to go and get some super graduate degree? I'm like, maybe, but this is fun. Because this is all, I love selling cars. I love talking to people. I love the swap meet, man, buy cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love electronics. So I was like, man, like hang at the mall, Yeah. But I met a big mentor in the mall. I made a previous podcast. I was interviewing somebody's about the old man who came in. He had a broken ham radio, and he's like, can you fix it? And I fixed it. And he goes, what do I owe you? And I said, nothing. He said, you want to go to lunch? I'm like, what's this about? He's like, you like Chinese food? I'm like, what do you think? So we go get terrible Chinese food in the mall. And he tells me like his wife died, and he just does steps in the mall. He says, I sold my company for over $1 billion, but I'm so lonely now. And it's just, I'm just trying to teach people what I know. Can I take you to lunch every week? Talk radios and computers? And I said, okay. And in 3 years from that time, I made $1 million, clear, like $1 million.
Yeah.
Clear.
And you're young. You're young. This is...
At that time, I was about, early 20s, late teens, early 20s.
And that was the first time you made your first million, essentially.
Yeah, because he was telling me about stock investing. That was his thing, tech stocks. He's like, buy Microsoft. I'm like, Microsoft? And he's like, buy Microsoft. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, there's a startup called Amazon. They sell books, dude. You got to get some of that. So I don't know, about $1,000 or $2,000 of Amazon and Microsoft. And then suddenly it's like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But back then, that's like crypto now. But back then, like no one knew Microsoft or Amazon was going to be like that. I mean, there's some nutcase guy out of his garage selling books, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
and so this guy is kind of mentoring you through what sounds like just education of the free market, education of stocks. You clear $1 million, early 20s. What's the next step then? Like when do you actually in
real estate?
Okay, it wasn't real estate. Okay.
So I go, I got $1 million. What do I do? And he goes, oh, dude, go buy a duplex. Go buy one in Sugar House. Like that area, I'm buying duplexes like crazy. They're only like 50 to 100 grand, dude. I'm like, okay, I'll go buy a few duplexes, man. So I bought a few duplexes, and he's like, live in half of one. And so,
house hacking, huh?
Yeah, the cash flow was good. And I drove by one of those duplexes. It's on Roosevelt Avenue. It's about 2,100 square feet because they expanded it. It was only 1,500 we had. And it's like $1.8 million now. And I bought it for $57,500.
Jeez.
1992 or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was like, and the thing he taught me is it's time in the market, not trade in the market, time in the market. So he's like, dude, just hold this real estate, dude. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years, 40 years from now, dude, you're going to be like, you're a lucky guy. And it wasn't like magic. It wasn't smart. I'm just listening to this old man who's got $1 billion, by the way, and he's telling me how to make $1 billion. And I'm like, well, if he made $1 billion, and the guy, you know, I don't know how old he was, like 70 or something, it's doable.
I love it, man. Well, and to your point, right? That's a golden rule. Like it's never timing the market. It's time in the market, right? And it sounds like you got in really early. From there, you know, where did you expand your portfolio? Like, did you ever like have a portfolio and go into it more than just a couple like investments or?
So business, I started my computer company. Well, I started my truck out of my duplex, right? So started fixing computers, and soon we had to rent a spot. And then the old man said, hey, this is after I had maybe 3 locations. He's like, go talk to your landlords and tell them you want to buy the building. So I asked I had like this Tongan landlord. He never sold it to me. Still owns it today. No, his daughter told me.
Who is it?
Philia Uipi.
I don't know. Okay.
His daughter is like some councilwoman of Mill Creek now.
Oh, nice.
He was, I was trying to buy this building from him and the building we were in. They're next to each other. But I just was talking to all these landlords, and some of these deals took 10, 20 years, and then they'd say, dude, I'm retiring, take the building. So in 2009, there was this big, 8-9 era, there was this big real estate crash. And all these guys are like, I'm taking my money and buying gold and guns. And I'm like, okay. And so like we bought that Orem building in 2009 for about 500 grand. And Brandon Fugel says it's worth $2.5 million. So maybe he's right.
Yeah.
But like we were stealing it. But before the landlord wanted $1 million for it.
Yeah.
But it's just the market crashed. And so everyone was running for cash.
Yeah.
And so real estate became big. I took those profits and then put it more back into my companies, and then bought like 1 or 2 pieces of real estate every couple of years.
Yeah.
Bought these crappy strip malls with big dirt, you know, on State Street, right? And one near University Mall, one in Midville, one in Layton, and I just
Those
kept
are
buying.
great spots now.
Just kept buying. One it's at the mouth of Hill Force Air Force Base.
Yeah.
You know, and our tenant was like, he goes, put in a solid tenant, you know. So we put in the Air Force recruiting office. We're like, let's sign a forever lease. Okay. And their check's clear, right?
Yeah.
So he taught me all the things about cap rates and like accelerated cost segregation, depreciation, and how to deal with the banks and loan swaps and all this stuff. Because the old rich guys are doing it. I didn't understand. To understand what a cap rate was, literally I had to call him back 6 times.
Yeah.
And be like, how do you, so I want to sell or buy, I want to buy for what cap rate? I want to sell for low or what? And so he made me write it down, and I still have it on my phone to this day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't done a real estate deal in a while. I read all his checklists.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he gave me a spreadsheet, like in Microsoft Excel.
Yeah.
Put in the property,
Put in these
the
numbers.
taxes, put in your operating costs. Then he has a loan tab and all this. Yeah, it's crazy. You do the same thing. It's just like,
I love it. So it sounds like you're really a serial entrepreneur early on in terms of like jack of all trades, slinging deals. You start getting into real estate, and then you start this computer business. I I want to start there a little bit. Like, why computers? Like, where did that opportunity come from? Why was that something you wanted to jump into?
Just go back to when I was 5 years old. I posted a picture. So my dad was an artist. So he did trade work with this company in California, and they traded him in computers. And he designed one of their first instruction manuals for the Apple II computer.
Yeah.
Apple II.
Yeah.
And so they gave him a garage full of computers, and so he gave me one. And so I got into computers and video games. And so I was like, I love video games and computers, right? So that's why I got into computers.
Yeah.
Because I like to play video games.
Yeah.
I still play video games like an hour a day.
I love it. What are you playing right now?
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers, huh?
And then there's that new, what is it? Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Battlefield.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. Why? So it sounds like your dad instilled in you early interest in computers. Did you come, like, since you came from the background, were you pretty learned in how to repair them, how to build them, how to maintain them?
Okay. I can fix them now to this day. I can code. It's
okay.
Fun. It's easy.
Yeah. And that was all kind of self-taught. Like, that wasn't something that you ever went to school for, or was it?
Well, here's the crazy story. So after school, all my friends were smoking weed and getting drunk. There's this old guy named Charles, and he was a computer programmer, and he had made millions and millions of dollars. And he opened a computer training camp, like Boys and Girls Club. And he said, you can come. He goes, now, you have to code for 2 hours and learn how to build these computers, and then you can play video games for 5-6 hours, or as late as we need to stay.
Oh, wow.
So from like 6 years old to like 12 years old, I'd go see old Charles, and he would just teach us how to program and code and build for free.
Yeah, I love it. And that's the start. That's the origin story. I love it.
It's all these like really wealthy entrepreneur mentors, and they didn't charge me anything.
Yeah.
They're just do it.
Yeah.
But they did all make me make one promise: is pass your experience to others. That's why I like talking to you and Sharon, because this is not like rocket science. You don't need a degree to do this.
So, well, and I think that says something, right? And I kind of want to dive more into that a little bit. Like, what do you think, especially now being in the position that you are now, where you could probably relate more to some of these old mentors? What was it that drew them to you as a young entrepreneur, as a young getting started guy?
Have you watched Star Wars?
I do.
So it's like Yoda.
Yeah.
When you get old and rich and powerful, you tend to want to just live in a little mud hut and eat stew.
Yeah.
And meditate and just have peace.
Yeah.
But you do want to train chosen people who will do good.
Yeah.
And it seems like all old entrepreneurs that are good men and women want to give, because we can't live forever on this planet, maybe in the afterlife, but we can live forever on this planet. A couple of these guys told me this and that. If you teach people and they teach other people and they teach other people, 20, 30 generations from now, maybe some of your influence is still in the minds of children.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big deal.
That's legacy.
It's cool, huh? That's ultimate. It's knowledge, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. And so in terms of like your relationship with them now, are some of them still around? Are you still?
Well, some of my old mentors are around. You guys can look him up. Jeff Flam, he started mentoring when I was 19. He's a real estate Jedi, right?
Yeah.
He is awesome. And since 19 years old. This other guy, Mike, he's my neighbor. He sold his company like $2.2 billion. He started helping me in the early 2000s, late 90s. They're getting kind of older now.
Yeah.
You know, but those were actually younger guys back in the day when they mentored me. They were in their 50s, like my age, and now they're a lot older, but it's cool to be friends with them. And now they spend most of their time giving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they can't take it with them, so now they're doing reverse.
Yeah.
It's like they're still earning a lot of money, but they're giving it away as fast as they can.
I love it. And that's legacy, right? And so I want to kind of hone in a little bit on your journey with your companies, right?
Yeah.
Because you did a lot. You made some great investments that ended up turning out well. But then you also built this company, and there's something you told me. You took it to 7 figures after the second year, which is incredible, right? But it's easy to talk about a lot of the wins, right? I would love to hear some of the harder times, right? Like when tell us about some of those moments where you thought you were going to lose PC Laptops and Zyda and all these other companies.
Like 2006.
Yeah.
I hired 400 employees in a call center and like a warehouse. I didn't pay attention to the marketing, and I hired some marketing genius, and he added too many zeros to our Google spend.
Oh, shit.
And then he did some shady stuff to like try to adjust the marketing to be more effective. It's all this advertising stuff.
Yeah.
And so then Google turned off our account,
Oh boy.
So I had to fire 250 people
Yeah.
because we had no leads.
Yeah.
And then we got our account reset. And they're like, oh, you guys are fine now. So I rebuilt that, but I lost like 800 grand in like 60 days, like pure cash,
Yeah.
which was pretty devastating.
Yeah.
And so, but then we ended up, I talked to the old mentors, like, okay, this is what you do, refocus. And then it took us about 12 months, and then we made like double that back. So I was like, okay, wait, so that was scary. Another scary was 2014. We thought there was going to be this video card shortage, when they sell this computer video cards. So I maxed on my credit lines, bought too many because I thought I could sell them for like 50% more than I bought them for.
Yeah.
And turns out there was a surplus. Suddenly started making too many.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck with a whole warehouse that you see full of them, like you saw today. Some professor at the U is like, hey, I got an idea. I'm like, what? And he's like, remember you sold us a lab, a bunch of computers? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, our lab mines this thing called Bitcoin. So why don't you hook them all up?
Yeah.
So I hooked them all up, and suddenly we're like one of the largest crypto mining things in Utah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then suddenly everyone's like, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
And then all these guys were wanting to buy computers and invest and all that. Then Bitcoin went up to like 20 grand.
Yeah.
And then it dropped to 3,200.
Yeah.
And then everyone ran for the hills. And I was like buying their crypto from them and buying their computers back from them for, a little bit of a discount. And then I just held on to all of it, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. And then it suddenly goes up to like close to over 100 grand recently. And then now it's like today, it's what, like 92,000. And then they're like, you're so lucky. I'm just like, this ain't luck. And this isn't even genius.
Yeah.
This is just trying to pay my payroll.
Yeah. It's just grit.
I got a warehouse of crap. I got to do something.
Yeah.
So there's not like some genius insight. It's like problem. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Then you talk to wiser people and they guide you. And since they're still alive and doing good, then they help you.
Yeah. I love it, man. And honestly, only those that have built businesses really understand what you're saying and can hear it, right? We talked about this at your office. Elon Musk talks about how being the owner, CEO of a business, it oftentimes feels like you're staring in the abyss and chewing on glass,
Dude, yeah.
which is the truest statement ever, right? You've talked a lot about the mentors that have kind of shaped the strategy behind it. You've talked about your business and how you've built it and some of these no rescue moments. Oftentimes we have those people in it as well that, play different roles to get us through as an entrepreneur, right? The support system, right? The emotional caretakers. Who's that in your life?
And wife, kids. I mean, really, you've probably heard it before, but it's like the spouse you choose is probably the single most important thing that you choose because they're either going to be an energy drag or a supporter.
Absolutely.
And if they're married to an entrepreneur, like you got to have some crazy arguments.
Yep.
And like why don't we just take the safe route and this and if you make those tough decisions, if they still stay with you, that's nice, And then suddenly, they're driving their $350,000 car and their Lambo, and they have their $400,000 watch and 8 homes.
Yeah.
And their girlfriends are like, "Good thing you stuck with that insane fool,"
Yeah.
And then, but really, at the end of the day, like my wife, she doesn't care about all that. She's just like, "Are you okay, dude?"
Yeah.
And like right now, there's a lot of changes in tech, good and bad, and so I'm fixing a lot of problems. And every night, it's like, "Hey, what's happening?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, geez, I got this. It feels like you can hit from every direction." He's like, "Gosh, you said this 10 years ago. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Here, like eat this steak, pet your dog.
Yeah.
You'll be just fine."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Really?" And now my daughter's like that, my son's like that. They're just like, and now that I'm acting like that, they're acting like that.
Yeah.
So they're calm and cool through storms.
Yeah.
Because life's a giant storm. A guarantee. If you, like we were talking about, like, if you want to be wealthy, man, you're gonna go through it, man.
Absolutely.
It's just like,
there's literally no other, there's no other way. It takes what it takes to build something special.
that's why social media is screwed up. Because I can even be to the blame of some of it. Yeah, you show what you're helping people, and you got this Lambo, and you're writing checks to charity and all that. But now I've been trying to post some of my personal ass beatings.
Yeah.
And be like, guys, expect this. And this is how I deal with it psychologically, at least how I've done it. Maybe you want to try that too. Because it's sure a shock when a guy or girl starts a deal, does really good, and then they get hit with this. And usually they just quit because they weren't prepared to be punched in the face 15 times in a row for 5 years.
100%. Yeah. And that's why I think, to your point, I used to like to think that anybody can be an entrepreneur. And I really don't believe that anymore. It's it takes a very special human being to willingly walk into the fire of being an entrepreneur.
Dude, I got an offer in my 20s from a big tech company, publicly traded. $800,000 a year, stock options, full insurance, house relocation.
Yeah.
And I said no. And my wife was like, are you freaking crazy? You crazy? And I talked to a few friends that took the same type of job back then, though. And they're like, dude, the company ended up rescinding my options. One of them was my friend. She worked there for like a long time, 3 decades. She's like, and I got an AI notice that I just got terminated.
Yeah, an AI notice. That's wild.
Yeah. Thank you for your many 30 years of service. You are no longer needed at the corporation.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, I don't got to talk to somebody?
Yeah.
If you want, but it ain't going to make any difference.
100%.
So it's like, to big corporate, typically, most humans are disposable.
Yeah.
And I don't like that feeling. We're talking about that with my employees. The culture is, you're not disposable. You're a human being. Let's talk about what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So you try your best to.
Which is what you've done an incredible job at, right? Seeing all of the people that you have and how they talk about you and look up to you. So it's awesome. Great job. So you talked about a little bit about your wife. You mentioned kids. How many kids do you have?
2.
Okay. Is boy, girl, girl, girl?
Boy, girl.
Okay. You know, you being in the place that you are now, you know, because you talk about this billionaire that talked to you when you were in your 20s, right? And he didn't have family. Right. And it almost felt like him talking to you was a little bit of a, reach for help. Is that something that you kind of learned from them to be able to now maintain a family and maintain that relationship in your wins and your losses?
Well, it's like anything. As an entrepreneur, your time is constrained. So you have to schedule out time. So it's not just about hanging out with your kids, 7 days a week, all day.
Yeah.
I take them to work.
Yeah.
Since they're little. I show them how to do it.
Yeah.
And do you ever see that movie 300?
Yeah.
So when that one kid of the general goes out there and then like the bad guys chop his head off?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I tell my commanders, you train my son. He's working for us, but he don't report to me. And you teach him to fight as hard as you or better.
Yeah.
And you don't pay him anymore. You don't give him any special privileges because he's not getting his head lopped off just because he was being naive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I train him hard. I don't give him too much free ride stuff because they have to feel pain.
Yeah.
And they have to have financial stress.
Yeah.
They have to be like, can I pay for my car, my house?
Yeah.
They need that pain.
So again, it takes what it takes. Like people don't realize that's what it takes, right?
You never just want to write a check for your kids like unlimited or.
So, you've built so many businesses. You've really come a long way. Like you sharing with your journey has been incredible. And there's obviously parallels to all successful people of how they built their success. But one of the things for guys like us is like, when is enough, right? For you, like being at this place now, later in your life, you're still very young. There's still a lot to do. What is next? Like, how are you playing this game? What is keeping you going?
Part of it's like doing podcasts like this and stuff. I mean, if I can help people out there at a broad level, that's great, and help them build success for their family, that's great. As far as working goes, again, I talked to Jeff Lamb the other day. We were at some event or something. I'm like, dude, how long are you going for? He goes, just gonna go until I'm just gonna keep going, man.
Yeah.
Like, why do you do all that? He goes, dude, I get so bored.
Yeah.
And he goes, I can't tell you how many of my friends, when they hit 60, 70 and they had $1 billion and they just got fat and died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because they felt like they didn't have a purpose anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at work as like not enjoyable at all, then it's probably not for you. But if you get a high from solving problems,
and it's an eternal pattern. It feels like because there's always problems to be had.
There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Wizard of Oz. You got to skip down the yellow brick road and have the flying monkeys try to kill you, and that's fine. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. You learn to be better.
Yeah.
Because if you get there to the wizard, you realize that's all fake shit anyway. Like Absolutely. That wizard, there is no freaking wizard.
Yep.
There ain't no one going to save you. No rescue, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and to that point, right? Like the greatest asset that you were building along the way the entire time was yourself, right? Like that's really the win at the end of all of it is what you've become,
and more importantly is as you get older, typically the joy is success in others that you've been able to assist them with. It's actually more warm and fulfilling than, buying a Lambo or another property or something. It's like, doesn't even raise my pulse to buy a new vehicle, like by one heartbeat a minute. I don't even care.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's neat. But when you can help other people, like take care of their families and give back and help and nurture, then it's like, oh, yeah, that's where the fuzzy is.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. And the fulfillment, right?
Yeah, and all the other stuff just doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Well, Dan, this has been incredible. You are a wealth of knowledge, and I appreciate your time. This is really the last question that I like to ask everybody as we wrap up. This is specifically a podcast that focuses on the no rescue moments, right? Those moments when you realize nobody's coming to save you. You were so gracious enough to kind of speak through some of your own, but for that entrepreneur that's watching this, right? That's in that moment, what are you telling them? What's your one piece of advice for those people?
In the morning, if you spend a few minutes just to review what you're grateful for, you write it down, what you're thankful for. Pray to your creator if you believe in God or not. If you don't, pray to whoever. Go over the gratitude of what you do have and make sure you write clearly what actions that you need to take if you're having anxiety, depression, stress. Because if you're taking action and you have gratitude at the same time and you're helping people, maybe those three things, that can't coexist with sustained anxiety. It can't coexist.
Yeah.
So much action, so much gratitude, so much giving. It's weird. It almost just cures that, and then again, to combine that mental thought with physical activity, lifting weights, running or whatever you need to do, walking or, that even compounds it more physiologically. And then, eating good and not getting drunk too much or anything stupid,
Yeah.
You're not going to numb your pain. You have to face your pain and your demons though. And then you can make your demons your friends.
Yeah.
Then it becomes power.
Yeah. Hey, Demon K-pop, So Demon Slayer, I love it. Well, Dan, I appreciate you, brother. Like, this really has been a pleasure. I appreciate everything from being so gracious enough to open up, the curtain behind all of what you've built. And I've learned a lot. This has been awesome. So I appreciate your time. Last thing that we do with every one of these podcasts is we have you sign the glory wall behind us. So I appreciate you for coming. Thank you for
I got to leave one more thing.
Please.
So education is an active thing. Like, they listen to this one podcast, great. But if they want to hear more from me, go Instagram at Dan's Millionaire Code. Make sure it has a blue check at Dan's Millionaire Code. And I try to post educational videos. I don't even sell a course. People go, how much is your course? There is no course.
Yeah.
This is just what it is, dude.
I love it.
And
we'll make sure that's linked in our YouTube and everything so that people know exactly where to find you. So, Dan, you're awesome. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Let's have you sign the wall, brother.
Boy.
Sponsored by Prodo. Flavored protein. Not protein flavored. Discover our 20+ luxury flavors at protoshop.com.